Greetings, History 1301 students. This is a brief tutorial regarding your digital history story map. For the next 15 minutes I'll review how to upload images, how to hyperlink to sites and to documents, and generally get you started putting your map together. This is just a review of what we did on Monday, something that you can take a look at your leisure. Or if you missed class on Monday, well, this is something you can see for the first time. Okay, first thing to remember is that you want to get started by going to Module 10. It's under Module 10 where we have the sign-in sheet, where we also have another tutorial for the story map program. We have the Purdue OWL that site will allow you to give you information on how to cite for your annotated bibliography in accordance with Chicago Manual of Style. Most importantly, we have the instructions here for the project. The instructions are very important. Here they are. Remember that you will have, one of the things you have to turn in is a process paper. And in the process paper you talk about who did what project. One job that might be good to assign to some group member is quality control. Somebody who reviews the instructions and makes sure that you are doing everything required to get full credit for the project. So the instructions go over the process paper, the annotated bibliography, information on citations and bibliographies, again with a link to the Purdue OWL site that will help you to cite especially those primary source documents, which can be tricky in terms of citing them in the bibliography. It also gives you a number of sites that you can use, good dependable sites that you can use for primary sources, actual documents. Remember, you can find a lot of junk out there on the internet, but sometimes it's hard to determine what's good and what's bad, what's a reliable source and what's not so reliable. So I suggest you look through these sites first. You should be able to find what you need there. Remember that one of the requirements is also that you have to have a reference to a scholarly journal, an academic journal, peer-reviewed journal. To do that, go to the library site and look. I would suggest JSTOR or the EBSCO host one of these two sites. They're listed alphabetically in this at the library when you follow this link. So do that, and of course pay attention to the grading rubric and whatnot. Okay, so let's get started then on the actual story map. Remember that you, well, one thing that you want to do is you'll have to get the a Google Mail account. Get one for your group, one that's unique to your group. And with that, you'll be able to log into the story map website, click on Make a New Story Map, and we go from there. So I click on Make a New Story Map. I'm going to click New. I've already signed in to the account here, so I don't have to put in my name and password again. I'm going to give this a title, though. Practice 1301 Story Map, we'll call it. Okay, go ahead and create that map, and let's get started putting one of these together. The process is easy enough, but I just wanted to review to make sure that nobody had any problems. For this example, I'm going to choose, and I wrote out some text here just for the sake of making this tutorial go quicker. I'm going to include, well, I guess I should start with the title. I'm going to call this, the subject of my presentation here is General Winfield Scott's Invasion of Mexico City. I'm going to entitle this is the title page, right? The one that appears up here is the title page. It's not associated with a particular point in the map, just tells you a little bit, tells you what the title of the project is, and you can give some general information on the project here, which I will do. This is where, in this text box, is where you put your student-created text. Remember, you have to have at least 600 words of student-created text. We'll want to upload an image as well. I've saved a couple of images already to a file on my computer. So I'm going to upload this picture of General Winfield Scott. Remember, when you take pictures, you can take them off the internet anywhere. Just make sure that you don't take files that are too big. Take files that are, well, let's say 500 by 500 pixels, something like that. You don't want to get one of those big images that's over 1,000 by 1,000. That will slow things up. I'm sure that image has loaded. We'll want to include a caption for any image that we put on there, so I'm going to include a caption that says this is Winfield Scott. Okay, and with that we have our introductory page. You don't have to save after every entry, but I will, since it was acting a little weird about with uploading that picture. So let's move on now to the first slide. This is the first slide. This is the slide that we're going to where we're going to put in our first location on the map. My story here begins in Veracruz. So this is where we use the map feature. Just type in Veracruz, and look, I find Veracruz, Mexico right there. Not Veracruz, Colombia. Be careful with which Veracruz you choose, or whatever your locations are. I'm going to choose Veracruz. I'm going to put in a new headline here. The headline for my first actual slide will be the Battle of Veracruz. Okay, and I'm going to include a little bit of text here telling the story of General Winfield Scott's invasion of Veracruz. I'm going to upload an image that again has to deal with this battle and the location of Veracruz. This is Veracruz. Okay, of course your maps will include more detail than this brief example, but there you go. That's an example of locating a place on the map, uploading images, uploading text. Let's add another slide now. Okay, the next slide here that I'm going to include is the Alamo. One referencing the Alamo. That's going to be the title of my slide. General Winfield Scott didn't go to the Alamo, but I know some of you guys are doing Texas Independence, so you will want to visit the Alamo in your project. And here I just have to type in the Alamo, and it takes me right to the Alamo in San Antonio, Texas. So that'll be the second stopover on our map project here. I put together a little text, so I'm going to throw in that text, fill in that text. This is my second box, or third box actually, text box of student created text. Again, be careful, you're not cutting and pasting from Wikipedia or something like that. This is your own student created text that tells a story. Okay, I'm going to upload an image here of the Alamo. That's done. Okay, and a caption. This is the Alamo. Again, I hope you get more creative in your captioning than I'm doing here. One thing I wanted to show you here is that in this case we're going to hyperlink to something. Let's hyperlink to the word the Alamo here. Alright, and I'm going to hyperlink to a video that talks about the Alamo. So I highlight the word the Alamo, and then I click on chain link here. Alright, that chain link. Make sure that remains checked. You're going to insert something right over that HTTP, because whatever you cut and pasted is already going to have that HTTPS. So I'm going to go ahead and insert my link to a YouTube video, as I said. And now when we look at our map, we can go ahead and click right on that link and it'll show us the video. Okay, so there we go. We have excuse me, 2 slides. Let's go ahead and add a third slide. My third slide here deals with well, the Trail of Tears. Okay, I know that some of you again have chosen the Trail of Tears for your topic, so I'm just giving you all a shout out here by including the Trail of Tears on this map. Now remember that your map, of course, is going to be the locations on your map are going to be all appropriate to whatever your topic is. Remember, Winfield Scott didn't jump around to all these places. Here I'm going to again include an image of a place along the Trail of Tears. I found this image was in a small town in Oklahoma, and see, even small towns will show up on this program when I type them into the search there. There's the place in Oklahoma. Okay, and the image here is just a marker on Trail of Tears. Okay, and let's just do one more slide here. This one's called New Life in Buffalo. Again, this is for those of you who are doing presentations on the Erie Canal. Well, General Scott, we're going to take him by Buffalo. And in taking him by Buffalo, I'm going to include an image of Buffalo. And I'm also going to hyperlink to, in this case, I'm going to hyperlink to Andrew Jackson's first annual message to Congress. I'm going to hyperlink to that as an example of the sort of documents that I would like to see linked to in your presentations. I click Insert Link, and I add that link here that that link to a document that I got off of one of those sites that was recommended in the instructions. Okay, with this I'm going to end it. That's good enough. Let's see what we have here. I go back to the first slide. Let's click Preview. Let's see how this turned out. Here we have General Winfield Scott. We have an image of General Winfield Scott, a little something about General Winfield Scott. There's a button here that says Start Exploring. There it is. Okay. And I will go ahead and click that. And here we go. We start off in Battle of Veracruz. With the Battle of Veracruz, we're located in Veracruz. When I advance to the next slide, we go to the next place on our map, which in our weird story is actually San Antonio. San Antonio here, and in San Antonio I had linked to the Alamo, linked to a YouTube regarding the Alamo. Let's click on that and see what we have.
Hey kid, what's your name?
I can't remember.
Where you from?
I can't remember.
Can't you remember anything?
I remember the Alamo.
Okay, I thought that was funny. So that was Pee-wee, our hyperlink. Let's get back to our map here. So that was the Alamo, and now we're moving on to the next location, was in the Trail of Tears in Oklahoma. And there we go, we're in Oklahoma now. Let's move on to the last stop on our map, which was in Buffalo. Did I remember? I didn't remember to put a location here. Oops. Let me put Buffalo, New York here. Buffalo, New York. There we go. Alright, that's where we're supposed to be. We're in Buffalo. Okay, and in Buffalo, of course, we are linking to a document here that, again, within the student created text, I reference the document, and here I click on that link, and voila, here comes this text of Andrew Jackson's speech on this particular site from this Library of Congress. It gives you images of this particular speech, and it gives you all sorts of other information, and it even shows you how to cite this. So this is very good site here, very good information. There are numerous ways that you can link to the documents. It'd be nice to maybe include images of the documents in your presentation. You know, you can, at a particular site, you can bring up an image of a document. You don't necessarily have to show a picture of the place. You could show a picture of what happened at the place, like the signing of a treaty or that sort of thing. So with that, we're done here. I hope this is helpful. If you need any more assistance, just let me know. Take care.